How's it going, everybody? My name is Casey, and if you've never heard of me or if you've never seen any of my videos, I'm pretty new to YouTube and commentaries, so I'm just gonna spit this out there. What I'm gonna talk about today is kind of be different from what I've ever done, and I don't know, it's something new to me in a way. I've only started really talking about this here recently, and people seem to be kind of like hit by it. So I thought that maybe I could help somebody by saying this. I just do want to talk about the channel real quick. When I first saw it, I didn't really know what to think about it. I was like, wow, this is really cool. I would love to jump on board with this, but I have no idea who these guys are, and I don't even know if they actually donate. I really didn't know how to get on board or anything like that. I would love to donate as much money as I could, but sadly enough, I don't have any money. So as far as that goes, that kind of sucks, but here I am, and this is my way of supporting and trying to help people. I figured if I could tell you guys my message, and someone out there might hear this and might find some use out of it, and I could help someone. And by that, I am a sick kid myself. I don't really know if you want to call it sick, but I have a lot of problems myself. When I was real young, I started having pain about 8, 10, and then about 14 to 16, it started getting worse, and I started passing out randomly because the pain would get so good, and I would black out and junk like that. And I finally went to the doctor and got an MRI in the past 4 years ago, whatever. So 15, 16, 17, I found out I had a disease called syringomyelia, along with other problems and stuff that kind of keep evolving and keep growing worse and worse. But the thing that has bothered me the most is it's a little sac of fluid that's in my cervical cord that basically kind of prohibits the spinal fluid from entering and leaving the area where your brain is, like the cushion area. That's the fluid is what keeps your brain cushioned and comfortable. Well, that pocket of fluid is kind of keeping that from happening, and it causes extra pressure to be built up, and it causes massive amount of pain. And I've had this pain ongoing for since I was real young, but it's really getting a lot worse. It's growing in size and diameter and in length. And over time, it's going to get so bad where it's actually going to solidify if it gets worse enough. And I'm going to have to get it surgically removed, which is actually pretty scary. You're touching my cervical cord, nerves. I could come out of it handicapped, that would be something very different for me. But, I've got to be prepared for it, be strong for it. I have a really bad back. I've got bulging disc all up and down my spine. I've got spurs on the end of my discs in my neck that are pinching nerves and causing pain. They can be associated with a loss of feeling in my legs and my hands. Sometimes I get a jolting burst, like a shock to my hand and my legs. If I go completely still or something, it just hits me and I'm not ready for it, and it hurts, and I just jolt and I shake. But other than that, I've got some heart issues too. I'm not really going to talk about that too much. I do have IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. It's not the most pleasant and comfortable thing to talk about because it's actually pretty embarrassing. But that causes some pain a lot too. But mainly the thing that's causing me the most problems is the syringomyelia, or the syrinx that's in my neck. And I want to talk to you guys about how I deal with it. Not so much about it and about my history and doctors and stuff like that, because that's pretty frustrating too. But I think I could say that for another video if this video gets a good enough response. Being as I've never talked about this before, I don't know how this is going to go. But here I go. Pretty much how I deal with it is going to be something a little bit different than Post Smalley, probably more than anyone. I've never really heard anyone talk about it this way, and I know I'm having trouble saying. I'm gonna have trouble saying this. because I don't really know how to say this other than the way that I'm gonna. If I wasn't to have the problems that I have today, I would probably look at life just, I mean, not as, I would look at it differently. I wouldn't, I don't know. I know I'm having trouble saying this and I apologize. But, you know, as I sit here and I turn around and I look outside and I look at what I'm doing right now, I'm making a commentary and I'm making a video and I can play games and all this stuff, and I have all this equipment and I have all these clothes that I'm looking at right here. I'm really blessed. And I think a lot of people, you know, they take what they have for granted. And, you know, being as all the problems that I have in my life, really honestly, you know, I sit here and I look and I realize because of it, I can look at life a little bit, I mean, better. I can look at it and be more grateful for what I have. You know, people who have kids who have illnesses, you know, they're thankful for what they have. They realize that it could be so much worse. They could not have their kid. Yeah, it's heartbreaking when, you know, you have a son or a daughter that has an illness and they might not make it, or, you know, you have a loss in the family, or, you know, something's wrong. Even with your family or someone else, you see something. You know, that can hit a person really hard and that can push them down the stairs pretty easy. But you know what? It's about looking forward to what you have and being thankful for what you do have, you know? If I would have given up on life and given up on my family and friends and my girlfriend a long time ago, I would have missed out on so much. I would not be talking to you guys today. I would not be making this video. You guys would not hear my voice. And as little of an entertainment as it might be, that kind of means something. That's kind of important and special. And I've not really looked at it this way before, but, you know, and sometimes I'm kind of happy that it's happened. I mean, yeah, it sucks so bad, but the experiences and the knowledge that I've gained from it is greater than anything else. The happiness that it can bring is greater than anything else. You know, if you have a lot of willpower, a lot of willpower, I'm sorry, and you can be strong through it, you can survive anything and you can overcome anything you want. You just got to have a little bit of faith and patience. And sometimes I don't have that. Yeah, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, and this is kind of turned directions on me as I'm talking about it. And I'm trying my best not to like go insane here and kind of break down as I talk about it. Just give you an example. My days are not so easy anymore. I was online the other day with a couple of guys, Mr. Undisputed, Bongo, and some of those guys from Huppet, and just some friends. And I just kind of broke down over Xbox Live. I was hurting so bad I started crying. And if you've ever heard someone that you looked up to, and you've heard them cry, and you've heard them get upset, or you've heard them in pain, you know, it grips you in such a way. It's so unbearable. You just can't see to see someone like that in pain. You can't see to see them hurt. Whether it is physical pain or emotional, you don't want to see it. Yeah, this video is actually coming to an end. And if you guys are interested in hearing a little bit more about me and my story, maybe I can put out a couple messages and maybe help some people. But, you know, I appreciate you guys for watching this video, and it means a lot to me. And like I said, let me know what you guys are going through. Let me know what you think. I try and answer all the comments and stuff like that if you guys have any questions and stuff like that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. It means a lot to me. And I will see you guys later. Bye.